Hello, I'm Rachel from Douentza Garden in Ireland, and today I want to talk to you about an exotic and giant plant that has come on my radar in the last few years. The plant is Ravenala, and it's commonly known as the traveller's tree in its native Madagascar. It's a titan among plants, bound to stop you in your tracks when you see it. So let's hear all about it. Today I want to share with you information about the Ravenala or traveller's tree, an enormous and magnificent plant I've seen several times in botanic gardens. This is a plant that will shake you out of any sense of complacency by its giant and impressive presence. At first glance you might be forgiven for thinking this plant is the bird of paradise or Strelitzia. But if you encounter a mature specimen of Ravenala, its size alone will mark it out as being in another league. Ravenala madagascariensis is commonly known as the traveller's tree, the traveller's palm or east-west palm, and as the name suggests, it's from Madagascar. It was originally classified as belonging to the banana family, and indeed its leaves do have similarities. But the Ravenala was later switched to the Strelitzia family, where the bird of paradise resides. Ravenala grows to an impressive size, 9 to 15 metres. That's a whopping 30 to 50 foot. It features an enormous unbranched trunk, which is topped by paddle-shaped leaves that are borne on long petioles in a distinctive fan alignment. It almost looks like a leaf rake placed upright, but one on steroids. Each leaf blade is 1.5 to 3 metres long. That's 5 to 10 feet. I mean, the leaf's shortest height is the same size as I am. And they appear at the end of a thick grooved leaf stalk or petiole, which is as long or longer than the leaf blade itself. There can be 20 to 30 of these leaves per trunk, and leaves are sometimes split, as is the case with some bananas. And now we move on to how this monster got its name, because the leaf stalks have cupped bases and water naturally accumulates here. Each leaf can hold up to 1 litre, that's a quart of rainwater. This gives rise to the common name of traveller's plant, which suggests an emergency source of drinking water for travellers in need. However, this really is an emergency water source, as water collected in these cups is often infested with mosquito larvae and contaminated by leaf litter. Another plausible reason for the plant's common name is that the fan tends to grow on an east-west line, providing a crude compass. The Ravenala produces large white flowers that are structurally similar to those of its bird of paradise relatives. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to capture the flower in bloom on film. They rise from boat-shaped spades, but are generally considered less attractive than the flowers of the Strelitzia as they have green bracts. Flowers bloom in summer and then sporadically through the rest of the year. Within a single inflorescence, a new flower opens every 2 to 3 days, but the number of flowers vary. A maximum of 29 have been recorded. The flowers normally open at night when nectar production is copious, with maximum production at midnight. Blooms are followed by woody capsules containing edible seeds with a bright blue coating. The plant is self-fertile. Ruffed lemurs are a known pollinator of this plant, and their long muzzles are thought to have co-evolved with the structure of the plant's inflorescences. The Ravenala is native to moist forests in Madagascar, so it's hardy from zones 10 or 11. It dislikes temperatures that fall below 15 centigrade, that's 60 Fahrenheit. It should be protected from strong winds and requires full sun, and it has medium watering needs. This plant is generally too big for private gardens, but it's grown in parks as an ornamental in parts of the world where the climate allows it to do well, like Hawaii or the Canary Islands, where I filmed my footage. It looks just fabulous with its giant fan against a backdrop of blue sky. Ravenala madagascariensis is not a true palm, but as we mentioned, is a member of the Strelitzia family. It's monotypic in this group, which means that Ravenala madagascariensis is the only species in the Ravanala genus. It's closely related to the Southern African Strelitzia genus, which contains 5 species. Strelitzia reginae is the best known of these and the most widely grown among private collectors. But for my money, the giant Strelitzia nicolai bears the strongest family resemblance to the Ravenala. There is a third genus in this small family, and it's the South American genus of Phenacospermum. Phenacospermum is also monotypic, so there's only 1 species in the genus. Ravenala madagascariensis is economically important along the east coast of Madagascar, where the leaves are used for roofing, the petioles for walls, and the bark for floors in houses. In parts of India, the stem is used in house construction, the leaves for packing material and for roofing, and the midribs and petioles for hut walls. Sugar can be extracted from the sap of the trunk, and the seed oil is sometimes used for cooking. It's reported to be antiseptic. The pith from the trunk is sometimes used as a fodder for livestock. If you're thinking of growing the Ravenala, you should note that in early years the trunk of this plant is subterranean, so not visible at all, with the fan of leaves sitting on the ground. Eventually the bark does appear and lengthen the trunk does appear and lengthen with somewhat attractive leaf scar rings forming on the trunk surface as the lower leaves drop. It's a plant that needs space and doesn't take kindly to being overwintered indoors. Do let me know in the comments below if you grow the Ravenala or if you're thinking of doing so. I'd certainly love to give it a try, but I know that it would be completely impractical in my climate. And that brings me to the end of this video about the Ravenala. If you do enjoy my content, then consider subscribing to the channel. If you do, you'll be reminded of my videos whenever you open YouTube, and if you hit the notification bell, you'll receive an email to tell you whenever I publish a video. From a personal point of view, it would be great to hit 50,000 subscribers before Christmas. Well, that's all for now. See you again on Sunday and Thursday with my next videos, and bye!